Happy New Year, Tigers fans. We've got about 2.5 minutes left in warm-up, getting ready to play the crosstown rival Rampage. We saw Rampage early in the season at the Aspen tournament, lost to them, I believe, in the championship after tying them in the round robin play. And then here a couple months ago, we did play them at their rink up in Monument. We did beat them. They had a backup goalie at that time. The goalie that I assume we're facing today was out back then with a concussion. So a little bit different look team that we'll see today. I know we had a couple that were out of practice this week. I haven't been able to count the numbers yet, but I think we might be down one or two. I believe Teague might be out. He's not been feeling well. Teague, if you're listening, watching, feel better, buddy. Hope to have you back on the ice soon. We'll keep an eye on lines, and I'll let you know who else might be missing as we go. It's Jalen in net for warm-ups right now, so we'll keep an eye on which goalie does get the start. Did sound like Coach was mixing up some of the, at the very least, power play lines in practice this week. Some of that based on attendance with families out on holiday. But we'll keep an eye on power play and see if we get some different looks on those as well today. Horn sounds, warm-ups are done. Boys will gather around the neck, get a little bit of motivation going. I'd love to mic one of these boys up one day just to hear what they say when they're standing there. Although the mind of a 14-year-old, maybe we don't want to know. Short bench for Rampage. Looks like they've only got 13 skaters. "15 minutes on the clock. Tigers getting some last words of encouragement from the coaches. Looks like Colton is going to be out to start. He'll be joined by AJ on his left, Colton on the right. I'm sorry, Colton on the face-off. Preston, I believe, right wing. Josh is going to be your near D, and Jared on the far D as the Tigers win that face-off. Colton throws it in deep. Preston going to the corner hard to try and hold the zone. Rampage tries to break out. Colton gets there, gets the shot, blocked in front of the net, held in at the blue line by Jared. Now Preston working in the corner. AJ steps to that. Can't hold the zone, can the Tigers? Comes out to center ice. Jared pressuring along the boards. Pokes at the puck. Puck comes loose to Colton. Colton tries to pass it across to AJ. Can't get it through traffic. That was Preston, not Colton. Preston shovels it into the corner. Rampage picks it up behind the net. AJ gets it and throws the net, puck toward the net. Takes a funny bounce and comes out of the zone. Jared's going to skate it backwards, create some space. Gets it across ice to AJ. AJ tries to make the move around, can't quite recollect the puck on the other side. Rampage going to throw it into the zone. That will go for an icing. They were going to try and throw it in and get the change, but the player hadn't quite made center ice. So a face-off in the Tigers' offensive end. It's going to be Marshall on the far side, D, joined by Pie Guy Jax on the near side. That's what AJ called him in the car the other day, so that's what I'm going with. Pie does get the shot, deflected up high into the netting behind. Your forwards are going to be Brody on the near side wing. I believe that's going to be Henry at center. Not sure who our far wing is. We'll keep an eye on that. Puck one back. Pass back to our D, sent in by Marshall. And Henry can't get that, so the Tigers are going to skate back to center ice. Brody sends it back to Jax. Jax across to Marshall. Marshall across to that far side wing. That might be Tate over there. Working behind the board below the goal line is that far side wing. That's Steven working over there. So signature Steven energy, I believe. Held in at the blue line by Henry, who's creating around, trying to create some space. Steven goes for a change. Henry buying time for that extra attacker to come in. Miles does join the action. Brody comes over, picks up the puck and tries to hold the zone. Now Miles taps it back to the D, loses the zone for the Tigers along the far side boards. Thus far, the Tigers have been able to control the puck. Shot there blocked up high by Landon, who is in net for the Tigers today. Henry going to take the puck up the near side boards. Turned over, but Miles steps up, disrupts the puck carrier back to our defense up to the far side. Now carrying in is Hunter onto the ice for the Tigers. Gains the zone, gets it to the corner, gets it to Miles. Miles turns, throws it off the side of the net, lifted up and out of the zone by Rampage. Tigers defenders going to collect. Josh on the ice. That's sent across by maybe Jack. Hunter working on the boards against two Rampage players, able to create a disturbance there. And puck sent into the Tigers zone by Rampage. Attacking is Gavin and Hunter. Puck comes out, so Josh is going to have to pick up the pressure. Sent toward the net. Landon gets the puck out, sent all the way down for an icing. Easton was on the ice there. He's going to get off. So it's going to be Gavin, AJ, Preston. Now Gavin going off. So it's AJ, Preston, Colton, that starting line back on the ice. I believe Josh and Jared are your defensemen. Puck one back by Rampage, now sent back in deep. Jared sends that up the boards, sent back to Jared by Rampage. Puck comes to center ice, now back to the defenseman. Landon able to glove that down, so we'll have a face-off on the near side. It'll be Jax here on the near side on the face-off. He's one of our defensemen on the ice with AJ stepping up, anticipating the pass back to defense. Now Colton going to go below the goal line, taps it across to Jared, comes up, just missing on the shot is Rampage. Colton able to collect the puck and take it through center ice, gain the zone for the Tigers. He sends it wide near side. Preston picks up the puck on the far side, still has the puck in the corner. Tries to find his teammate, can't get through the Rampage traffic. AJ briefly collected the puck, but then did get the puck knocked off his stick by about 2 or 3 players in front of him. Colton keeps up the pressure, finally sent into the zone by Rampage. Jack sends it across for Jared. Jared can't quite get to it. And now a shot sent wide by Rampage. AJ turns, looks, Rampage on the change, so he's going to take advantage of the ice in front of him, loses the puck to Colton. Colton backhands it into the zone, goes for a change. Steven picking up the pressure below the goal line, pins the man to the boards. Puck's still there. AJ going for a change on the ice. It is Marshall on your near side D, Josh on your far side D. Just missing there is Brody, who just came into the action. He's out on the ice with Henry and Steven. Tigers working in the far end of the ice, lifting that up, doesn't get out of the zone. Now working near the blue line is Henry and Brody, finally scooping it across, and that will be an offsides with 10:23 in the first period. We'll see a defensive change. It does look like Cruin going to be out there. We've got a player in a bubble. I believe that's Tate. I don't remember that he's had a bubble all year. I'll have to ask his mom. But Tate on defense with Cruin. Cruin stepped, almost got it out of the zone, but Henry able to pick up the puck and head the other direction. Henry gains the zone. He's got players in front. Puck does come back out. Tate sends it in, but ref says that was played with a high stick, so we'll have a face-off. And they'll say face-off all the way on the other end of the ice. Tate stays on for defense. Hunter is on the ice with Easton and Gavin. Cruin is your other defenseman out there with Tate. Face-off one below the goal line, sent around now near side. That's going to be deflected high. It could have called the high stick there. They say no. Tate going below the goal line, anticipated the contact, but Easton able to step through and get the puck. Rampage player able to knock him off before he gets it out of the zone. So we'll try again. Easton able to split the players there and finally does get it out of the zone, but loses the puck. Good energy out of Easton today, as Landon's going to glove that down for a faceoff with 9:26 in the first period. Jared headed out onto the ice with, I believe, Josh. And that's going to be Miles, Colton, and AJ this time. So switching up Miles and Preston, I believe. Colton wins that to the side. AJ tries to step to it, just can't quite pick up the puck. Tigers have the better energy so far today, but are just over skating. Rough pass there goes right to the Rampage player, who sends the puck high of the net. So Tigers working to regroup there. Miles gets it across the blue line, but sent back in. Josh tries to glove that down. And now AJ comes away with the puck with some speed toward the other end of the ice. Takes the shot and hits the goalie right in the gut for a faceoff in the Tigers zone. Colton going to stay out, or at least he thought he was. Coach sends out a fresh five. It's going to be Henry, Jax, Brody, Steven, and Marshall. Henry will take the faceoff. Puck stays where it's at. Finally swept back by Rampage into the corner. Tigers there to be pesky. Nice shot by Jax. Deflected behind the net. Sent now back to the point the other side. Marshall sends it in toward the net. Doesn't make it through traffic. Steven's going to go work to collect it on the boards, but Rampage rims it around. Brody trying to get there, can't before the Rampage player does, so the breakout for Rampage works, but Jax now with the puck on his stick pushes it up the boards toward Brody. Brody and Henry working along the boards. Puck does come loose. Rampage briefly has it. Now Steven picks it up and sends that down. They say no icing. Rimmed around, held there by Marshall, sent back in as a couple of Tigers are going for a change. Actually, all the forwards are headed that direction. So Jax working, Miles fresh onto the ice, steps in and picks off the puck. Great pass across there to Colton. So Colton, AJ, Miles are your forwards right now. Jax and Tate are your defenders, as AJ picking up the pressure. Forces a turnover there. Puck sent up to Miles, who taps to Colton. Colton will take it wide. Takes the shot. And the rebound left. AJ just misses on the backdoor tap in. Puck was on edge, but great opportunity created there for the Tigers. Colton sends the puck in. AJ's going to go for a change, as is Miles. Colton pestering the puck carrier. Rampage able to get it up near side boards. Cruin picks up the pressure. Rampage sends it in, and they'll go for a change of their own. Preston on the ice with Colton and Hunter. Colton gets that, backhands it up, but not out of the zone. Now sent out of the zone by Preston. Colton flips it up, and he's going to make a change onto the ice for the Tigers. At center is going to be Easton. So it looks like our centers today are Easton, Colton, and Henry, rotating through various lines of wing matchups. But that's Cruin with the puck, sends it across the ice to Preston. Backhanded out of the zone by Rampage, and that'll be an offside. 6:42 in this first period. Tigers have looked like the better team so far, though Rampage has had their chances. Tigers are controlling the puck a little bit more often. We'll say that they can keep it up as Easton takes the draw. Henry on your near side, Preston on your far side wing. Josh and Jared are your defenders. Puck comes back toward Jared, poked past him, but Josh gets it and sends it across ice to Hunter. Hunter can't quite get there before the Rampage player, who taps it up, but puck held into the zone there by Easton. Finally now tapped up. And Rampage with the first goal, 6:17 in the first period, 0-1 Rampage. Yep. Trying to get that back is going to be Brody, Henry, and Steven. Defense is going to be Jax and Marshall. Henry wins that back. Jax picks it up, sweeps it over to Marshall, back to Jax. Jax sends it up toward Brody. Rampage gets it, now goes D to D. Steven picking up the pressure as the puck is sent up ice. Tapped. Good effort here by the Rampage player to collect the puck and send it back to his defenseman. Tapped it back below the goal line where Marshall's going to try and pick up the puck in the pressure. Marshall does come away with it, gets it up to Steven, who's trying to sweep it up the boards and out. Can't quite get it across the blue line. So Rampage back in, but pestered by Steven. And finally swept out there by Henry to center ice, where Rampage collect and dump it back into the zone. Jax has it below the goal line, turns it back up center ice, and he makes a move that works out for him, and he's going to gain center ice and more. Gets it through the neutral zone, checks up, and now turn the other direction. Still holds the blue line for now and finally does come back out to center ice. Swept all the way back, so no icing here. Henry takes a look over his shoulder as Jackson went for a change. Onto the ice is Cruin at defense. Backhanded in. Gavin on the ice for the Tigers. Looks like it's Cruin and Tate on at defense as that puck is in front of the net for Rampage. Defender sweeps it toward the net, but it goes harmlessly wide. Tate pressuring with Colton below the goal line as the puck does come up. Brody going for a change. Gavin going to pressure the puck on the far end of the ice. No icing as the puck didn't quite make it. So Gavin able to get there. Colton comes and finishes his hit and able to pick up the puck. He's got AJ in front. Didn't quite see a passing lane there, so he takes it below the goal line, sends it back to his defenseman, who sends it in. That goes wide of the net near side. Cruin's going to skate up. Gavin will cycle back to pick up the defensive pressure for Cruin, who did skate up. Colton gets it, taps it back to AJ. AJ tries to make the pass across to Cruin. Cruin can't get there, and so an opportunity the other way. Missing wide is Rampage on that turnover, so a little bit of luck there for the Tigers. Batting around over on the far side boards. Finally comes out to AJ, who's going to take it the other direction with speed. He's got one player to beat, does. And tries to take the out-angle shot, just was deeper than he thought there, so swept it below the boards instead. Puck comes up to center ice. Jared has it, tries to sweep it across to Josh. Can't quite get it through the puck of the Rampage player, who gets it, and goal number 2 goes in, as the Tigers just can't find the passing lanes today and are finding the Rampage players' sticks instead. That makes it 0-2 with 3:32 in this first period. Tigers just need to take a deep breath here, settle down, and realize they've got more space. They're letting one player kind of pressure them a little bit, and and cause confusion, making them play a half a step faster than they probably need to. If they take that deep breath, settle down, the passing lanes are there. They just got to see them. Hunter on your near side wing. Jack's back on defense. Henry took the face off there with Steven on the far side wing. That goes to Marshall, who sends it up the boards to Steven. Rampage able to collect the puck and gain the zone. Landon's going to glove that one down. Keep it a 0-2 game. Rampage won the puck toward the net. They swept it through, but sticks from the Tigers were there, so nothing on net yet. Puck's still in the zone. Marshall skating to the corner to try and get that up the boards, and the net came off, so we'll have a stoppage of play as we reset the net, and it'll be a face-off in the Tigers' defensive zone. Coach leaving the lines as they are for right now. Steven on the wing with Henry at center and Hunter on the other wing. One back by Henry. Henry then goes to the corner and picks up the puck himself. Henry comes through, but a good stick by Rampage knocks the puck off. So Henry had to turn around. Steven now picking up the puck and taking it through center ice. Gains the zone, knocked off his stick, but he'll go pick it up off the boards. Puck comes to the point, can't quite keep it in. Cruin came on at the change here, so Cruin's going to have to pick up the pressure. Rampage misses on that shot. They had the 2-1, 2-on-1 rush there. Henry throws the puck up the boards, but Rampage able to hold the puck in the zone. Does finally come out. That is going to be an offsides. 2:15 in the first period. Tigers down 0-2. Easton going to be our center with Brody on one side. Defense is Cruin and Tate. That's Preston on the far side wing. Easton pressuring, and that is an offsides, so we'll try again. Coach sending out two new defensemen in Jared and Josh. Puck went to the far boards, does gain the zone, but sent back across the zone where Brody's going to rush to beat the Rampage defender. 50-50, the puck bounced up in the air and headed the other direction for Rampage, who's playing with a little bit of confidence after 2 goals. That's swept into the zone. Josh looks over his shoulder, collects the puck, sends it across to Jared on the far side. Jared taps it up for Preston, who stumbles a little bit, but able to get it up to center ice. Tries to make the pass across to Brody, but again, an active Rampage stick prevents that pass from finding its partner. Josh turns it up near ice to Brody. Brody sends that across. Preston tries to kick it to his stick, but can't quite. Jared picks up the puck and skates it into the Tigers zone, but as a bunch of Tigers were going for a change, Rampage gets it, sends it all the way down for an icing. The Tigers will be able to finish the change and get a face-off in their offensive zone. With 1:14 in the first period, it's going to be Colton, Miles, and AJ trying to get a goal before the end of this period. Jax and Marshall are your defensemen helping in that effort. Colton wins that to AJ on the near side. AJ gets it off the side of the cage. He skates below the goal line center, and pass was there, but into the feet of Miles, so couldn't get a shot. Jax flips that up toward the glass. Colton trying to knock it down. Now AJ going to pick up the pressure in the far end of the ice. Sent to center ice where Marshall kicks it down, but right onto the stick of the waiting Rampage player, and this is going to be a penalty for what looked to be a pretty clean hit. I imagine that'll be a boarding with 49 seconds left in this period against Marshall, so Tiger's going to have to go on the penalty kill.
Strongly disagree with that call.
Out for the penalty kill, it's going to be Josh and Jared for your defense. Oh, and they're going to say that's a major. So Gavin headed into the box to serve the 2. Something that probably shouldn't have been even a call. They're saying 2 and 10. So Tigers will try for it shorthanded. That's Steven with the puck, gets it to center ice, backhands it in. He's joined by Henry up front as the Tigers try and kill off the 2 minutes of the 2 and 10. That comes all the way down for an icing with 32 seconds in the first period. Puck comes back, Jared gets it, skates it into Stevens' skates, does get popped up, Henry comes away with it. So Tigers working here shorthanded. Henry gets a backhanded swat toward net, so good opportunity created there as we count to 15 seconds left in this first period. And that will be an offsides with 8 seconds left. Coach is going to send out Easton for these final 8 seconds with, looks like AJ going to take the face off. Cruin on defense with Tate. Oh, that is Easton on the dot now. One back by Rampage. We count to 5 seconds. They're just going to loft that in, and that should do it for this first period. Landon's going to send it around, and there is the horn. Tigers down 0-2 at the end of this first period. They've looked good at points. The boys got to settle down a little bit. Hopefully someone reminds the refs here that we can hit at this level of play. There's going to be 1 minute and 12 seconds of penalty kill once we do start this second period. It's Marshall and with on the 10, and Gavin is serving too. Boarding probably. So to start this second period, it's going to be Easton taking the face-off with AJ on the far side wing. We've got Jared on defense with Josh. Puck one back to Josh, who sweeps it across to Jared. Jared gets it up toward center ice, sweeps it down in. Tapped by Rampage, so no icing there. AJ steps in front of that pass to slow down the rush in the zone entry for Rampage. Now Josh going to go to work in the corners for the Tiger team. Puck does come into the corner, swept back toward the blue line. AJ tried to poke that past and create an opportunity. Couldn't quite get it past the defender, so now just swept out. AJ going to pick up the pressure on the far end of the ice with 34 seconds left on the penalty. Rampage sends it off the boards. Josh picks it up, can't quite get it across the blue line, so it's just been these little things that the Tigers are missing by a few inches here and there that's causing them to work a little bit harder than they probably have to in this game. Rampage has it at the blue line, gets the shot blocker down by Landon into the corner. Sent below and around the boards. Jared's going to pick up the puck on the far side. He lifts it out, and that'll do it for the 2-minute portion of the 2 and 10 for the Tigers. As Gavin comes out of the box, he goes to the boards. Jared's going to send it down into the Tigers zone, where Hunter, fresh onto the ice for the Tigers, is going to collect it below the goal line. He had Easton in front, but Rampage able to step into the passing lane and prevent a shot. Miles is your other wing on the ice as Easton is working along the boards with Hunter to try and get an opportunity to create it. Easton gets it, drags, and loses the puck. Now Rampage has it. Passed into the stick of Easton. Hunter steps toward it. Puck bouncing all over center ice before Hunter can collect it and throw it deep into the zone for the Tigers. Miles trying to work and go get that in the corner. Hunter able to throw it back deep for the Tigers. Colton onto the ice at center. It comes out to center ice where Jax gets it. That's Tate, excuse me. Tate backhands it up the boards. Colton trying to skate through, gets the puck in for the Tigers. Their goalie does sweep it to the corner, collected by Brody, I believe. Thrown in toward the net by Jax, who missed that one just high. Steven working on the far side boards. Colton going to go get it in the corner. So Colton and Steven working to get that puck out. Steven still doing a lot of heavy lifting over there. Colton comes away with it, backhands it to Cruin. Cruin up to Colton. Colton trying to create some space along the blue line. Gets that over to Jax, who can't quite handle the pass. And sent up the boards. Colton can't knock that down. So now a one-on-one opportunity. Colton with the back check. And that puck sent high of the net by Rampage. Jax turns, looks at what's going on in front of him, tries to make the pass across, but again, the jumping Rampage player able to cut off that pass and hold the zone as the Rampage team has just made a full change. Colton finishes the hit there. Puck comes to center ice. Steven reaches for it, backhands that up into the ceiling. Low ceiling here at Sertich, so it'll be a face-off in the zone with 11:40 in the second period. Still a 0-2 game in favor of Rampage. It's going to be Josh on defense, Preston, Gavin as forwards, Tate on defense as well, as this is Gavin going to pressure the point. That puck goes off the side of the net. Rampage gets it behind, now sent out wide. Rampage player loses his pick but picks it back up, loses his stick but picks it back up. I believe Preston's on the ice as well and is as one of your centers. As that puck comes to center, Gavin able to scoop it off the stick of the Rampage player and get it up to center ice. Knocked back toward the defensive zone. Tate gets that across to Josh. Josh or Marshall, I'm not sure which number I got out there, but Gavin gets that deeper where Henry picks it up, goes below the goal. Wraparound attempt there. Puck comes out in front. Henry working again. Overskates a little bit. Rampage just happy to scoop that back where Tate's going to pick it up as Rampage makes a change. Tate evaluating his options, sends it across in front of the net for Josh, where again Rampage jumped it. So a dangerous pass there. But it does end up back on the stick of Tate briefly. He's able to backhand it up where Henry bats it down. Gavin able to skate that into the zone. So Gavin and Preston bracketing the player in the corner. Rampage able to turn that up and out and head the other direction with speed. Tate and Jared are going to be your defensemen trying to help out their goalie. Shot sent wide. Jared skates around near side. Puck comes up toward the blue line. Puck loose, now finally knocked up toward the blue line. Landon's going to corral that puck. The shot from the blue line was not a bad shot, but Landon equal to it. Tigers going to get the change with 9:54 in the second period. Hunter headed onto the ice with Miles. and Jax. Jared and Jax are going to be your defensemen. Easton is your center. Rampage gets that, sends it wide far side. Miles going to work at the blue line. Rampage gets there first but can't get it in deep. Miles able to chip that puck out, now sent far side where the Rampage player is able to get to it first. Jax knocks it off his stick, but puck loose in front. Jared able to backhand that out to the blue line. Puck sent back in deep. Puck below the goal line. Rampage trying to get it out in front. And that's Easton able to get it out of the zone with some speed, sends it across to Miles, but sent back out to center ice where Rampage is going to pick it up and head the other direction. Hunter on the back check, able to get that puck and poke it across out of the zone. Rampage throws it in and will make a couple changes anyway. Jared working to get the puck below the goal line. Loses the puck there, but skates around and gets it himself. A little bit of a backhand into an area where Miles is able to come away with it. Miles tries to find Hunter. That puck ends up on net. Goalie's going to cover it for a face-off in the Tigers' offensive zone with 8:42 in the second period. Colton coming out with Preston and AJ. Defense is going to be Josh and Cruin. Josh on your near side, Cruin on the far. AJ is your near side wing. Preston in front of the net. Puck one back a little bit where Rampage is able to get it. AJ skates and gets the puck off the boards. Shot there goes wide from Preston as AJ had tapped it into the center in front of the goalie. D to D there. AJ taps it but can't quite get it to Colton. So now Rampage headed the other direction, gets a shot, kick save by Landon, comes up the boards. Colton able to sweep it up. Defense for Rampage collects it. Cruin can't quite gather the puck there, and again, a shot for Rampage. Josh gets that up to AJ, who's going to skate it through center ice. He gets a poke check, and now back the other direction. Tiger's going to have to go collect the puck and go length of the ice. Cruin sends across for AJ. Bounced off, but Josh able to get it and get it to AJ again. AJ backhands it across the ice, but Preston going for a change there. AJ able to cut off that pass, come in. He's got an opportunity. Was a 3-on-1 there, but two of the three kind of right next to each other, so neither one of them able to corral the pass from AJ. Steven fresh onto the ice. Finishes the contact behind the play there. Landon going to glove that one dead with 7:16 in this second period. Still 0-2 Rampage. Steven on the ice up front with Brody. Tate on at defense. Henry's going to be your center. And Jax on your far side D. Henry wins that back. Jack's going to skate to get it, rims it around to Tate. Tate sends that up to Steven, who taps it up and out of the zone. Working hard is Henry. He lifts the stick of the player, creates an opportunity. Puck in front for a minute, but just couldn't quite create anything there. Rampage gets it across center ice, sends it in deep. Jack's going to try and beat the Rampage player to the puck. Battle below the goal line. Tigers come away with it briefly. Battle on the boards here. Tate was stood up. Rampage player takes a big swing. Scary moment there, but Tate able to get it around the other side. Through some skates, Steven backhands that out into the neutral zone. A pass up, Brody able to jump it, but can't get past the Rampage player. Puck goes trickling past the net as Easton, fresh onto the ice for the Tigers, works and gets that below the goal line. Tate gets that, sends it to the far side, comes up the boards for the Tigers. Rampage just sends it back deep into the corner. Steven and Jax working in the corner, now send it around near side. And that wasn't Steven on the far side, as Steven did pressure there at the point. Tate sends it back around for Jax. I believe that's Hunter on the far side. Or Brody. That's Brody, who finally just sends it down to the other end of the ice. That will be an icing, but the Tigers will be able to get a change as they had a couple of boys that got stuck out there for quite a while. Easton's going to be our center. He'll be joined by Hunter. Jared and Cruin are going to be your defensemen. It does look like actually Easton gone. Now Colton at center with Gavin and Hunter as his wings. Rampage sends that around the boards to the near side where Jared's trying to work it up a little bit further. Gets to the blue line. Rampage sends it back below the goal line. Now Cruin's going to try on the other side. Puck in a bunch of skates there. And Colton comes away with that puck. Couldn't find space, so just sends it up the boards on that far side. Now Colton with the puck below the goal line. Rampage gets a centering pass and a good opportunity there. Landon with a fantastic save. Puck right into his gut with 5:10 in this second period. Coach is going to send out a fresh 5 to see if they can't break it out of the zone for the Tigers. This is going to be Josh, Tate, AJ, Henry, and Miles. One back by Rampage. Their defenseman goes D to D. Miles going to pick up the pressure, gets into skates where Henry was in the way of that shot, so he's coming the other direction with some speed. Good stick for Rampage. Turns the puck back the other direction. Our boys trying to skate through players. It hasn't worked so far until Miles there battles through. He turns and makes a pass to AJ, who gets a shot deflected up off a stick, and there comes behind the net. Oh, the backhand shot by AJ, I don't think ever got behind the net. So puck left in front for Miles, who puts it in on the backside with 4:42. That's going to be an AJ assist to Miles to make it 1-2 in this second period. 4:42 on the clock. Coach is going to keep AJ, Miles, and Henry out up front. It's going to be Tate and Josh back on the blue line for your Tigers. One back to Josh on the face-off. Josh turns, looks, sends it across to Tate. Tate's going to bring that up through center ice. Makes the pass to Henry, who can't quite handle it, but Miles there to send it deep into the zone for the Tigers, where AJ is going to pick up the pressure on the boards. Puck is still there, but does make its way up to the top of the zone for the Tigers. Easton fresh onto the ice for the Tigers, able to make it harder for Rampage to go the other direction, and an easy offsides there with 4:13. It's going to be Brody up front, joined by Easton and Steven. Our defensive pairing is going to be Jared and Pie Guy. One back by the Tigers. Jared gets it, sweeps it up the boards and out of the zone. Steven was there, but just couldn't quite collect the puck, so Rampage the other direction. Do gain the blue line, but being pestered, send that to center ice, where Landon's just going to cover that one up and get a face-off before any damage can be done. Puck stays where it's at. On second effort, it's a D-to-D pass and a goal for Rampage. 0-3, it was a D-to-D pass. Goalie put it in over Landon's blocker's side with 3:53 in this second period. Cruin is going to be your defenseman with Josh on the near side. Colton is going to be your centerman with Preston on your near side wing. And I believe Hunter on your far side. Puck one back. Cruin gathers it, tries to send it through, but into the skates of a Rampage player. So all the way down to the other end. Cruin gets it out to Jax. Comes up ice. Cruin trying to get that to Hunter and does. Now Hunter working along the boards. Hunter gets it and below the goal line, makes a centering pass there, nobody home. Cruin gets it back deep into the zone where the Rampage player waiting in the corner is able to get it up and out. Colton on the back check trying to pressure, does finish his contact there. Cruin has the puck along the boards. Rampage gets the centering pass. Preston now going to pick it up on the near side. Makes the pass up to Colton. Doesn't get through, but Hunter able to come through on the back of that play and skate up ice with it. Cruin, great effort to get it into the zone. Colton makes the pass, but not quite hard enough to Preston. So Tiger's going to have to reset at center ice. A lot of kids kind of reaching for the puck here instead of skating toward the puck. And it's allowing Rampage to create a little bit more. Colton able to get that to Preston. Preston now across to AJ, who's come onto the ice for the Tigers. So changes happening. All new forwards for sure. We've got Tate back on defense. Miles, our most recent goal scorer there with a quality chance, trying to make it a closer effort, a one-goal game for the Tigers. It is Pie Guy and Tate back on defense. AJ Miles, the recent pairing for our one goal, are your wings, and they've got Henry as their center. So that puck comes through the ref's skates. Both teams having to try and collect it. Neither did cleanly until Miles can get it in the corner. Made the centering pass. Held at the blue line by Jax, who's just going to try and get it in deep so the Tigers can create in their zone. Working on the far boards is Henry. He gloves it down to himself, trying to create space. Gets it over to Jax. Passes just haven't been hard enough today. Henry sends that to the center and then skates in, gets it himself. Rebound left there. So good opportunity again. Tate sends that below the goal line for the Tigers. AJ going to go far side now and get that. Taps it below the goal line. Backhanded around to the near boards. No Tigers there to pressure for it. Henry steps to it, but the Rampage player skates around him. That goes wide, far side. Now AJ tries to tap that past and does, but the Rampage player skating back, able to twist it up ice. Tate gets it, sends it around the boards. Tigers on the change here, so Rampage has numbers. Got away with one, but the puck does come up and they just can't collect the puck at center ice. Gavin and Brody had a chance. Could have been almost a 2-on-0 or a 2-on-1 there, and just couldn't settle down the pass up to center ice as we are just under a minute left to play in the second period. Puck goes off the back glass. Tate scoops that up in below the goal line. Dangerous there. Had to shrug off the shot, did Landon, and that goes up into the netting behind, I believe. 41 seconds left on the clock. Net came off, and so we'll have a face-off in the Tigers' defensive zone. On the ice for the last 41 seconds here is going to be Jared on defense. They do say that one's coming out of the zone, so I'm not sure what the whistle was for, but Colton, Hunter, and Steven are going to be your forwards. It's going to be Jared and Josh, I believe, are your defenders. One to the near boards. Jared tries to step there, pestered by the Rampage player, but did enough to get it to Steven, who couldn't quite get it out. Jared now goes D to D around to Josh. Josh can't quite collect the puck, but does get it to Hunter, who twists it to center. Rampage had an opportunity. Jared just lifts it, or Josh just lifts it to the blue line. Rampage able to hold the blue line, so Josh now working along the boards, tries to find a forward to break it out to. Finally, Hunter able to pin the player to the boards and get it out to center ice with 4-3-2, and that will do it for this second period. Tigers get one back but give one up, so still a 2-goal deficit going into the third period. So it feels largely like the boys, if they were a little bit more intentional about their passes, if they were skating to the puck a little bit harder, this game could be flipped on its head a little bit. I think those first couple of goals that Rampage scored just kind of caused them to skate on their heels for a little bit. Aggression is the name of the game. They've got to pick up the pressure. They've got to want the puck. It's certainly down, but not out. We'll see what we can do with this third period. Starting this third period, it's going to be Brody on your near side wing, Miles on the far side with Henry at center. Pie guy back on defense, joined by Cruin, I believe, Marshall. So out of the box is Marshall, having served his 10-2. Miles able to get the puck into the zone. Brody with a quality shot and a quick whistle. That absolutely should be a goal for the Tigers. That puck was not covered. So Rampage lucky there on a quick whistle. So Tigers will have to do it again. Puck stays where it's at. Henry turns, loses the puck. It was still there, but just couldn't see it. So now Henry gets that to the center. Brody takes a shot, sends it wide, far side. Puck below the goal line is sent around the boards to the far side by Rampage, where Miles picks up the pressure. He is able to collect, tries for a centering pass, can't. Henry steps in to help out, tries a wraparound, and goalie able to cover. That one also not covered, so I'm not sure why the ref keeps blowing this one dead. Cruin going to be back on defense. Up front, it's going to be Colton, AJ. One into the corner by Rampage. Steven on this line on the far wing. AJ able to get it, sends it toward the net. Steven working, and that one is covered by Rampage. It is Tate on your far side, D. And so these Tigers are showing they've got some fight in them. They're not going to hang their heads. And they're going to work on getting this game back in hand. One again into the corner by Rampage, but he can't rim that around. Steven with the backhand to try and get it in center. Sent out to the boards by Rampage. Colton skates in. Puck still in the zone for the Tigers. Colton to Steven. Steven throws it toward the net. Doesn't get through traffic. Colton sees AJ. AJ gets it, and a good shot by AJ, but right into center mass of the goalie. So Tigers with pressure here. Easton going to try now with Hunter on the near side, Preston on the far side. Josh back on defense with Jared on the far side. Easton able to sweep that toward the boards, but collected by Rampage and sent to the other end. Rampage able to get there first. Wraparound attempt stopped. Puck sent below the net where Jared sweeps it up to the blue line. Rampage defender able to get a stick on it. Bouncy puck fought off by Landon. That one goes high of the net. So Rampage now creating some opportunities by getting the puck up to the blue line. Jared skating over to the corner. Comes to center ice for Rampage, and Landon's going to glove that one dead with 13-18 in this period. Let the Tigers get some fresh players on the ice and try and head the other direction. Gavin on the ice with Miles and Henry. Back on defense, it's going to be Pie Guy and Marshall. Henry pins that puck for a second. Rampage skates in and collects it, but then taken below the goal line by Henry, turns it back the other direction, runs into a Rampage player, so turns back near side, sends it up to Gavin, who's able to chip that up across the blue line, where Rampage can't quite reset, so that will be an offside with 13:01 in this third period. Puck won back by Rampage. Defenseman gets it there, backhands it into the zone. Rampage is going to be the first player to get that in the corner, swept in front of the net. Again, Tigers get away with one there. Marshall pressures. Henry able to get it up the boards where Miles picks it up and skates it into the zone, tapped off his stick, but Henry backhands it into the crease. And now Rampage the other direction where Pie Guy picks up the pressure, swept off the puck carrier's stick. Henry going to work into the corner, go get it, skate it below the goal line to the far side and up. He tries to send it to Miles, but Miles going for a change, as does Henry. Colton onto the ice, joined by Steven. Rampage able to get a shot there, but Landon equal to it. Colton gets it up to Steven, but then goes and gets it himself, backhanded down. Sent around to the near side where Gavin's going to be the first to get to it. He peels it off the boards. Now sends it back in deeper where Steven's going to pick up the pressure. Puck pinned in. One-on-one battle. Colton comes away with it. Colton turns it back toward the goal line. Finds Steven to the side of the net, but does end up back on the far side boards. Sent across ice by Rampage. A little bit of sloppy play at center ice, but Rampage able to gain the zone and glove down by Landon with 11:23 in this third period. Still 1-3 Rampage. Brody headed onto the ice. Josh and Jared are going to be the defensemen for the line of forwards. Brody, Easton, and Preston on up front. One back by Rampage, who sends it toward the net, goes wide far side. Jared gets it, turns it back up far side, tries to get that out to his winger, then just throws it off the boards where Rampage is waiting and skates it back in. Jared does get it out across the blue line to the waiting Rampage player at center ice. Rampage sends it back down into the zone. Easton works behind. Brody gets that up the boards, so Brody putting in some work here as Easton flashes in from behind the play to get the puck deeper to the other end. Rampage going to send it to the far side. They say no icing. Jared collects the puck, sends it across to Josh. Josh taps it up for Easton. And the Rampage player able to step around a few players. Josh gets in front of that one to prevent any real opportunity. Brody tries to chip that off the boards, can't. That's Easton able to pick up the puck. Miles onto the ice for the Tigers as Marshall gets that also fresh onto the ice. Whistle blown. How?
It was super offside.
It was way up.
We had a guy back here.
Whistle blown for an offsides. It's going to be AJ and Miles as your wings. Henry is your center. Pie Guy back on defense with Marshall. Marshall gets that, sends it across to Jax. Jax gets it into the zone where the Tigers are going to have to work to go get it. Comes out the far side of the net. Rampage able to work the breakout. AJ back checking, knocks it off the stick of the puck carrier. Rampage able to gain the zone, and they're going to call that an offsides on Rampage with 9:54 in this third period. Tigers are going to need a goal soon. Puck dances at the blue line. AJ able to pick it up and take it the other direction. Defender falls. AJ shoots near side, misses. Puck comes off the backboards. Couldn't quite sweep it in there for a second time. Could Miles? AJ holds the zone there. Jax shoots that wide near side. Rampage sends it up. Jack's now able to skate it into the zone, tries to sweep it to center ice, can't. Tigers had made a change, so now Hunter able to get it into the zone for the Tigers. Throws it, puck still loose, comes out, Colton skating it around the net. Gets it to the defenseman who sends it in. Good tap and now covered with 9:06 in the third period. Steven is on the ice with Hunter and Colton. Cruin is your defender with Tate. So that was a shot from Tate from the blue line, I think knocked down in front of the net. I'm not sure who had the deflection there, but Rampage goalie able to cover that one up. Puck stays where it's at. Steven takes the shot there. Cruin gets it near side, sends it toward the net to the Rampage player waiting in front, bouncing puck. Rampage able to gain the zone. Hunter comes in fast from behind, and so Colton able to gain the puck and get down to the other end. Sends it to Steven there, who couldn't quite get a clean shot. Hunter and Steven working below the goal line. Steven pushing the puck along the boards. Puck comes up for Rampage, who backhands it up the far side boards and now headed the other direction. Stick sweep there by Tate worked briefly. That goes up into the glass behind the boards. Tate has it, lifts the puck up across the blue line. Colton is going to pressure, forces Rampage to make a decision. Gavin now on the ice up front for the Tigers, and that'll go all the way down for an icing. So an opportunity here for the Tigers to get a face-off in the offensive zone. Coach is going to send out Brody already on the ice, so he'll be one of our wings, joined by Gavin and Easton in the middle. Josh and Jared are going to be your defensemen with 8:02 in the third period. Easton wins that in front. Gavin can't quite collect it. It's now a race to the far boards. Rampage send it back to the near side. Nobody there for the Tigers, but Josh able to at least slow things down center ice. Jared now pokes it and kicks it eventually across, where it's picked up by a streaking Easton, who left it for Brody. Josh has it, sends it across to Gavin, who gets a stick on it to prevent the icing. Gavin has it in the corner, trying to create some space, but knocked off his stick and now sent the other direction by Rampage. Jared's going to have to go get that puck. Sends it across to Josh. AJ on the ice on your near side wing for the Tigers, as a pass across from Josh finds its way to Preston. Preston sends it toward the net off the Rampage stick. AJ has it on the near side. Now Easton picks it up. Easton fakes the pass but can't quite get it onto the goalie there. Marshall tries to send it in deep, gets it a little deeper on the second attempt, but Rampage has the cherry picker on the far side, but they can't find him. So now Marshall going to take it himself, gain the zone, leaves it for AJ. AJ finds Easton, who makes a nice move, past the first guy but not the second, but Easton still with the puck, able to get it to Miles onto the ice for the Tigers. And that's going to be sent down in, no icing as it was last touched by a Tiger. Marshall's going to get it, turns it back up near side, loses his skates, gets it to Miles, who loses his skates. Rampage has it, gets the centering pass, but sends it harmlessly wide on the far side. Second one does get through, but now stepping down to get it are the Tigers. That's Preston was able to scoop it out from in front of the net, and any danger, that's going to go in. That'll be an offsides with 6:03 in this third period. Tigers need one before they can get two to tie this game. What? Miles was way off. Preston on your near side wing. Miles on your far side wing. Cruin is your defender, along with Tate, as that gets past Cruin and into the back of the net. for Rampage to make it 1-4 with 5:49 in this third period. Getting a bit out of hand. Just a rough turnover there. A lot of boys reaching for the puck instead of skating to it, creating opportunities for the team in blue. Hunter will be your near side wing. Colton is your center. Back on defense is Josh and Jared. Steven picks up the pressure on that far side wing as Rampage sends it up ice. Jared gets it up the boards, but Rampage turns it the other direction. That'll be an offsides with 5:37 in this third period. One back by the Rampage. Steven goes and picks up the pressure. Jared gathers the puck, twists it back up the boards to Steven just outside of the zone. Colton has to backhand that, but the Rampage player able to skate back, get there first, and turn it back the other direction. Rampage sends it in. Landon's behind the net. Leaves the puck for Josh. Rampage able to get there. Scramble in front of the net. Jared able to skate it around behind. Sends it up to the blue line to the defenseman of Rampage. Send back down the boards. Rampage gets it in center. Puck loose. This is Hunter able to come away with it. He sends it towards Steven, who's going for a change, but Colton now working the puck along the boards in front of the Rampage bench. So far able to hold the zone are the Tigers. Rampage will be happy to just go ahead and let the clock burn along the boards. Finally, the ref says enough is enough. That should be a face-off in the zone for the Tigers with 4:35 in the third period. If they can get a quick one here, there's still life. AJ on the ice with Henry and Miles. So that goal-scoring line of forwards, the only goal the Tigers have yet today. They've got the point gainers out there. Back on defense, it's Jax and Marshall. Henry twists that to AJ. AJ gets it past the first guy, but not the second. And so now having to back check. Rampage lifts it. Landon sends it out toward the boards. Henry able to get it deep, turns it back up near side. He taps it toward AJ, but Rampage again jumps the pass. So Rampage have been all over the passing lanes today. That puck does finally find its way up, but AJ can't collect it. So back deep into the zone for Rampage. Henry works it out, does twist it back to AJ. AJ across to Miles. So AJ and Miles with the 2-on-2. Now Miles twists up to AJ. AJ can't settle the puck. Backhanded into the Rampage bench, and that should be a face-off in the zone for the Tigers. If this was NHL, that would be a delay of game. But it's not. So no penalty assessed. Brody on the ice with Easton and Preston up front. Cruin on defense with Tate. Rampage wins that back. They're going to send it hard far side. They'll ice it if they can. That takes a fortuitous bounce for Rampage as Landon did have to play it. And so now we'll have a face-off in front of the Tiger net with 3:43 in this period. Both teams leaving the lines as is. Rampage wins that back. Defender sends it in, doesn't get through traffic, so comes out to the blue line on the other side, send back in deep. Tate turns, Rampage comes away with it. Puck now in the corner. Tate picks up the pressure. Rampage backhands it the other direction. Comes up to the blue line. Shot gets there, kicked away by Landon. Puck on the boards. Easton's going to go pick up the pressure with Brody. Rampage comes away with the puck, gets a backhand shot. Landon's going to smother. 3:12 in this third period. Tigers going to make a full change. Jared out on the ice with Colton, Gavin, Hunter, and Josh. So Josh and Jared are your defensemen. Colton going to take the face-off with Hunter and Gavin trying to help get the puck the other way. That puck goes wide far side. And Rampage get the puck bounced back up into the front of the net. Back door was wide open, so now a 1-5 game with 3:03 in this third period. Rampage player was there all alone to sweep that in. Easy goal. AJ be on your near wing. Henry is your center. Jax will be your defender with Marshall. As that puck comes back to Jax, taps it to Marshall. Marshall up to Steven on the far side. Steven sends that in, and it gets to the defender, or to the goalie. Henry picks it up. Rampage able to scoop the puck up. AJ able to be pesky, get there, takes the shot, misses near side. Puck sent back in deep by Jax. And that goes up off AJ's sticks into the netting with 2:34. We'll have another face-off in the Tigers zone. Steven will be your near side wing, AJ on your far side wing. Henry sweeps that, AJ collects it, sends it to Jax. Jax sends it in on net, and that goes in on the tip. Tigers make it 2-5 with 2:28 in the third period. Don't know if that was off of a Tigers player or a Rampage player. Looks like Pie Guy is going to be your first through the line, so they're saying it's his goal. Coach says, you got one, go get us another. He leaves the lines as they are. Henry on the face-off. AJ pressuring. Now picked up by Henry. Steven now going to go pick up the puck on the near side boards. Below the goal line now with the puck is Steven, pestered by two Rampage players at the back of the cage, gets a centering pass. AJ sends it toward the goalie, sent wide. AJ now picks up the puck below the goal line. AJ sends it to Henry in front. Henry can't settle the puck. Now finally out of the zone, and Rampage has a breakaway opportunity here. He sends that wide near side.
Get it, Tiger!
Losing his skates, I believe, is Easton, who just came onto the ice for the Tigers. Landon has to make a glove save there with 1:42 in this third period, 2-5. Northsiders. Miles on the ice with Cruin, Brody, Easton at center. That comes to the blue line. Gets caught up in traffic in front. Rampage able to twist and protect the puck. Gets a backhand shot, but picked up on the near side by Brody. Easton plays that off the boards to himself. He's got Miles to his left in a 2-on-1 opportunity. Easton takes the shot. Puck's in front of the net now, whacking to get it in. It comes around the back of the net. Easton's got it, twists it toward the front. Puck comes up into the slot, nobody there. Cruin skating back now, pushes the puck forward to Brody, who's got to make the turn. Rampage sends it up the boards as we hit 1 minute left to play in this game. And that's an offsides on Rampage. Colton had just come on the ice at center for the Tigers. With 54 seconds left in this game, it's going to be Colton, Gavin. Back on defense, we've got Josh and Jared. Far side wing is Hunter as Gavin pushes that puck forward for the Tigers. Gavin able to create space, trying to find that centering pass, lifts it, knocked down by Rampage. Stepping is Josh. Josh sends it at net. Goal number 3 with 36 seconds left in this game for the Tigers, making it a 2-goal game. That's Josh from the blue line. So a couple of blue line goals trying to get this Tiger team back in the game. He maybe tipped it. Could have been tipped by Preston in front there. Shot came from the blue line by Josh, but there was a tip. So back onto the ice is AJ, Steven, and Miles. Josh back on defense. Josh sends it up to the waiting Rampage player who's just going to backhand that up into the net. Tiger's going to have to go the full length of the ice with 24 seconds here. Miles has the puck. Rampage just sweeps it below the goal line where Jared's going to collect it. Sends it up to Miles. Miles tries to find the streaking Steven. Can't get a clean pass there. So now under 10 seconds. We saw the fight from the Tigers at the end of the game here, but it was a little bit too little too late. Some bad turnovers cost the Tigers in this game, who looked like the better team at times today, but just couldn't quite put it together off a long holiday break. We'll hope to recover. I believe our next games are in Arizona. If you're headed that direction, travel safe. Have a great rest of your Sunday. If you're so inclined, the U.S. is playing a championship against Finland in the World Junior Championships today. U.S. defending champions from last year, ahead of hosting next year. So go USA. Have a great one.